Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. A very warm welcome to Learning Communities Network. I'm here today with Sarah Rose, a woman that has been through a learning community and that focused on women's leadership. A very warm welcome to you, Sarah.
Hi, good morning, Siobhan.
So I'm Siobhan Reardon and I'm Director of Learning Communities Network, and we're taking some time today just to talk with Sarah about the value and the benefit of a learning community. So I wanted to begin with, what do you remember about your experience of being in a women's leadership learning community?
When I come on the Women in Leadership course, I think at the time, one with my age and I think also my background, I guess I kind of doubted a lot of myself and where, you know, my truth and where I came from. I think being within that community of all women really empowered me, really allowed me to feel confident of my voice. You know, I think I'm quite a loud, talkative person, but in certain groups would very sort of keep quiet and want to sit in the background. And participating within the course just allowed me to actually feel confident in my voice, you know, tell my story and where I come from. And actually that has so much power within it. And that really, really resonated with me, as I say, even today.
And it reminds me, you know, one of the things that I find really beneficial about a learning community is you don't get to hide. You don't get to sit at the back and be quiet. That actually the only way you can really reap the benefits of a learning community is by being a participant.
Definitely. And also people wanted to hear my voice. I think that was another thing, you know, I always kind of felt like, oh, should I put my hand up? Should I say something? Where actually, again, I know, and, you know, and I felt it within the room that people wanted to hear and was interested. You know, people was giving you their attention. They was looking you in the eye. They was asking questions. You know, it was amazing. It was an amazing feeling to feel really part of something.
And that also reminds me of another skill that we teach right at the very beginning of anyone joining a learning community. Is about active listening and the power of listening.
Definitely. And again, it was something very much a skill that you did teach us within, you know, within the learning community, because you would, especially when you knew your turn was coming up, you would be already thinking, what am I going to say? And that wasn't being disrespectful to the person. You know, you are trying to hear them as well, but hearing and listening, one thing I learned, are two very different things. You know, I can, and especially I think as a mother of twins, I can switch off and hear without listening, skill I've mastered. But yes, it was very much you're thinking about what you're going to be saying next and what you can contribute. And even if somebody had asked a question within them speaking, you're thinking of the answer before they're finished. And again, at that point, you're not actually hearing what they're saying. The words are there, they're going in, but they're not actually making an impact on you. And so again, that is very much a skill that I have identified in myself. And I know there is still times that I'm hearing and not fully listening to people. You know, we've got busy lives, but it's definitely something to be mindful of. And
do you remember any other skills that you picked up from that whole being in that circle of women?
We went through an activity, and I'm sure you do remember, with the cup, and they take a sterile cup completely.
And we won't share much about the activity because we may well be doing that, but share about the outcome of that activity.
It just changed your mindset in how you look at different situations, people, what you see on the surface, the way we think about things. And also I think sometimes the things that we take for granted. So again, one of the skills within that, again, not going to go into it, is that it is something that we do every day, something that keeps us alive, but we don't really understand, I guess, in a way, the sort of benefit. It wasn't until I'd done that, you know, quite quick activity that really just made me see it completely different. And yeah, just changed my mindset and how I think about a lot of things.
Yeah, and I think that's the amazing thing about a learning community is it is about shifting mindsets, and it is about opening up new ways of seeing yourself and seeing the world as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's been lovely checking in with you again, and yeah, just learning about how that whole model and way of working has stayed with you and impacted your life.
No, definitely. As I said, there is so many skills. There's so many ways that I think now, different ways that I think now that I hadn't previously. And I do think that if I hadn't have done these courses, not only my life, you know, and my journey and where I've gone, but also the way I think about things. My mindset is completely different now. And also knowing what I can achieve and what I have to give, and my voice. Can't shut me up now.
Well, it's a beautiful voice. It's a wonderful, wise voice. And it's been lovely listening to you today.
Oh, thank you, Siobhan.
Thank you so much. Wherever you are in the world, if the sun isn't shining in your skies, may it shine in your heart. This is Siobhan signing out.